Hi there. Welcome to Masters Decoded podcast series. I'm your host, Anees Merchant.
Anees, I have a question.
Sure.
You gave some analogies of how mom and pop stores could leverage on the e-commerce space by taking in between path. So I have this very close friend who's in the hospitality industry, especially in the restaurant business, who's been affected greatly because of the quasi e-commerce scenario of the food delivery apps.
Yep.
So he's practically shut down his restaurants and he's only operating a couple of kitchens.
Yep.
So can you think of anything like what the people in China have, leveraged on rather than trying to fight the e-com boom, trying to leverage on that? Is something is possible for him to, on similar lines?
Sure.
Work?
Meaning that kitchen concept is the most novel concept, actually.
But kitchen is not that business worthy. He's no longer customer facing. His only customer is Swiggy or Zomato.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't want to. I mean, it become just basically a fulfillment center
Sure.
like any of the stores. So
Sure.
yeah, he's working on the kitchen. That's fine. But
Sure.
how could he probably get back the foothold of more customers or at least some customers?
Sure.
The restaurant business.
Sure.
In
So
the
see,
same perspective.
yeah,
So
so
probably trying to superimpose the retail concept here.
yeah, so I'll just give you the analogy of retail, Nitin, since you have asked this question. I hope I get paid for this consulting to this customer, to this friend of yours. No, jokes aside. Uh, so I'll just give you a couple of things, which is an interesting trend which is happening. I don't know how many of you are from Bombay, but there was this mall called Atria in Bombay. It was, I believe, the second mall in Bombay. The first big one was Crossroads, which is shut down. It's no longer in existence. But there is this another mall in Worli which was called Atria, and it relatively shut down at one point of time, Nitin, and it has revived back extensively. And the reason what happened there is that first, all the stores out there have become almost like an experience store, and even the restaurants which you go out there, it's the experience which you get is very different. Some of them are chains, but even the way the stores have been built or the restaurants have been built are very different. So that's one thing which I would say is the experience. What's the difference, or why would the customer take his or her precious time, come to your friend's restaurant, if there is no experience? If it's going to be bleak, if it's going to be mundane, if it's going to be similar to some other restaurant, then people don't want to go there. And when I talk about experience, it's not just the decor, the environment, but even for the food. Like there are certain food we all would appreciate. For example, I would hate to get a dosa delivered to my home, because by the time it gets delivered, it's not doesn't have that same crispiness, freshness which I would really appreciate in a good dosa. Now some of us would
Maybe a sizzler.
Yes, similarly, right? So you would want to, your friend needs to think about, from a menu, from an experience, why would a customer come to that restaurant from a differentiated perspective, right? And the third thing is, right, how do you make that, if the customer chooses to walk in, how do you make it special? What do you prompt the customer to come back and again? And especially for a food industry, at least this is an interesting phenomena which is happening in India and globally as well. And in fact, it's happening in US. A restaurant today has a shelf life of 18 to 24 months. I can give you an analogy which is I've seen in Europe. There are certain restaurants which claim that their menu changes every 6 months or every 3 months. And it's not like summer, winter, monsoons or anything. It completely changes. They are introducing newer dishes. And they are limited. It's not like they have a Chinese menu which has 300 dishes. They only probably have 20 or 30 dishes. And they keep changing every 3 months. And customers are now inquisitive. These loyal customers are inquisitive. Hey, I should go back to the store and go back to that restaurant and check out what new dishes they have. Because last time I had, that new dish was good. So I have experienced it. Let me go back and see what it is. So that's just an idea. And if your friend adopts it, would love to get some share out of that idea.
Sure, sure. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I'm
kind
just
of makes
kidding.
sense
I'm
because
just kidding. Yeah.
in Hyderabad,
Yeah.
there's a new restaurant that is opening close to my place,
Yep.
which delivers the food on a toy train.
Okay.
So it's been almost 2 weeks, almost a month, more than a month it's open. Whenever I get a chance to make a booking for the weekend, it's not there. More than a month it's been there, and there are network of small these toy trains, and the food gets delivered to your table on that toy train. So novelty, experience, all that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for those insights, Anish.
Yeah. The experience is a big thing these days, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for listening in. If you love these type of content, then do leave me a message on thebossman@anismerchant.com or visit my website www.anismerchant.com. Thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.